In the forgotten corners of history, where empires crumble to dust and names are whispered away by the wind, there lived a man named Kale. He wasn't a king, not in the way you might think, with a crown of gold and a throne of stone. His kingdom was the Whispering Woods, his subjects the forgotten lore and the echoes of a time long past. Kale was the last descendant of the Sunstone Dynasty, a line of kings so ancient their stories had faded into myth. They weren't conquerors, they were guardians. Each monarch was bound to the heart of the land, their life force intertwined with the forests, rivers, and mountains. When the last king, his ancestor, fell in a forgotten battle, the magic of the land began to wane, and the kingdom was lost to time, but an echo remained. Kale carried the legacy in his blood. He could hear the rustle of leaves as a conversation, understand the babbling of a brook as an ancient song, and feel the pulse of the earth beneath his feet. He walked the overgrown paths of his ancestors, not as a ruler, but as a listener. The people in the nearby villages saw him as an odd recluse, a man who spoke to trees and stared at the stars with an old sorrow in his eyes. One day a blight began to spread from the shadowed valleys, a creeping decay that choked the life from the woods. The rivers turned murky, and a silence fell over the land. The villagers, desperate, finally sought out the strange man in the forest. They found Kale standing before a giant, petrified Tretha Heartwood of the ancient kingdom. He explained that the land was dying because its heart had been silent for too long. It needed its king. Not a king of men, but a king for the earth itself. Placing his hand on the stone-like bark, Kale closed his eyes. He poured his own life, his own memories, the echo of the forgotten dynasty, into the tree. A faint golden light began to pulse from his hand, spreading through the petrified wood-like veins of dawn. The blight receded. The forest breathed again. Kale didn't wear a crown, but in that moment, he was more of a king than any who had come before. He was the echo that answered the call, the guardian who returned his heart to the land, and in the quiet hum of the revived forest, the forgotten king was finally remembered. Thanks for watching our story today. If you enjoyed this journey into the echoes of the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more tales from Forgotten Realms. See you next time.